It's Carter Man up here in Riverbend country, up in the mountain country of West Virginia. Is that beautiful or what? I got my typical West Virginia garb on, Lucy, there. Let me tell you a little something. When you are in the mountain country of West Virginia, if you see somebody and what they're wearing is not ripped, torn, or patched, that's probably a visitor. If you see them in a pickup truck that is not rusted, they're definitely just passing through. So this is the good life up here, okay? This is a good life here in the mountain country. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And I want to talk to you today about three things. Two are actually housekeeping mistakes I made yesterday in yesterday's talk with you. The first was I said that B.J. Harris was going to tax unappreciated capital gains. Well, several of you pointed out to me all capital gains are appreciated. She's going to tax unrealized capital gains. So let me set the record straight there. Unrealized. In other words, if your house goes up in value, you do not sell it. She wants to tax what you would have got had you sold it as income. She's nuts. She's just crazy. She's patently nuts. It would destroy the housing economy, which Biden and her have already wrecked. It would complete the wreckage. And beside that, a lot of people would lose their homes because they can't afford to pay all the taxes. It's bad enough as it is. So there you go. That's number one. Number two, I horribly misquoted Churchill. And a bunch of you said, what was that quote? Okay? I had it all mixed up with Hitler's name in the wrong place. What Churchill said was, if Hitler marched into hell, I would make a favorable recommendation on behalf of the devil in the House of Commons. That's what's supposed to be said. It was in the context of saying, look, just because Trump's done some things you don't like, nasty tweets, I care less about, but if you're one of those people bothered by that, forget about it. Let it go, you know. If he marched into hell, if he was the devil, we'd make a favorable recommendation at this point, because we're going to be saddled with hell on earth if BJ gets in the White House. BJ and Lion Boy Waltz. And that brings me to the third point. Third point, which really is upsetting, okay, because it's something, frankly, I've been saying for 2 years. And now the truth behind what I've been saying has come out. And I guess, you know, it's not just bragging rights that I want. It's the fact that I am so appalled that the Ukrainian leaders have now said, we didn't want a war with Russia. And that Istanbul agreement that Putin has talked about over and over again, and of course the lickspittle mainstream media said he's lying, he wasn't, that agreement settled the issue with Donbass as far as the Ukrainians were concerned. It was done. They said, we didn't need to go to war. We thought the terms of the agreement were fair enough, and it was a compromise. We were ready to sign it, and in waddled Victoria Nuland. And under orders from Biden and Harris, ordered them not to sign the agreement, to go to war instead, because we would help them win the war against Russia, which she knew was a lie when she said it. That was never going to happen, as I pointed out from day one, and now we know because the idiot Zelensky sending troops into Kursk was just, you don't invade Russia, ask Napoleon and Hitler. And so those troops are now cut off, surrounded, and either going to surrender or die, which is a shame. And Victoria Nuland has cost about 600,000 Ukrainian lives if they keep pushing, which Harris and Biden are. And if she is elected, she most certainly will. It's going to hit a million Ukrainian young people, an entire generation of young people wiped out because America wanted a proxy war with Russia. Not even to win, simply to weaken Russia, and they hoped to overthrow Putin, who now has an 80 to 90% approval rating. All right, let me just finish my point here, which a lot of you are not going to like. Victoria Nuland is a psychopath. She is a sicko. She has severe mental problems. Handing out cookies when she helped stage the Maidan Revolution, overthrowing the elected government of Ukraine was bad enough, but then pushing this war showed this woman is just a bloodthirsty psychopath. And let me extend my remarks, if I may, as they say in the House and Senate. Some of you are not going to like this, I'm going to say it anyway. You can judge a person by their looks. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln said when a person gets to be 40, their countenance reflects who they are. Her countenance is awful. When you allow yourself to become fat, disgusting, unbathed, and ill-dressed, especially in public, even in congressional testimony, there's something wrong with you. You have some severe problems that should not be inflicted on all those around you. In her case, including the rest of the world and 1 million dead Ukrainians. Okay? Go back, look at her. Look at her. I'm not saying that anybody who's fat is bad. I didn't say that. I did not say that. My mother was a wonderful, fat little Italian woman, but my mother didn't let herself go. She didn't have an unbathed look. She didn't have the dirty hair, okay? And she didn't get real overweight when she was as young as Victoria Nuland. Something went wrong with that woman's mind. Check the pictures when she was young and where she was when she was allowed to steer a war between Ukraine and Russia. Folks, we've got to be serious about these things, okay? We got to be serious. You can, to a certain extent, an important extent, judge a book by its cover, okay? The countenance. It's the countenance. Look at it and take stock of it, all right? And you'll know if something is wrong there, and whether that doesn't mean those people shouldn't be free to do whatever they want, except govern you, okay? And start wars where poor innocent people are killed, despite the fact we now know those she sent into war told them we don't need to go to war, we're satisfied with the peace that can be made here. That's sick. And you can see it in her eyes. So let's be a little careful. Let's be a little careful. BJ, she looks fine, but Waltz, watch him. Watch him. Take a look at him. Think, is this a guy you want to trust a heartbeat away from even your family, let alone the presidency? So, folks, let's get serious. Let's get serious in every aspect, because we're reaching end game if we don't get these people out of there. Let's do this thing. Stay tough.